I got a good one for you. If a driver consents to a blood draw for a DUI, can they later tell you that they don't consent anymore and you cannot do the blood analysis, the forensic analysis of the blood? This is a very good question. So let me read from my phone here. The officer is in Texas and he says, all right, so can the consent be revoked right after the blood draw was taken? A DUI suspect gave consent for a blood draw. The blood sample was properly taken and submitted as evidence without a warrant. The analysis yet has not occurred, right? The blood's in police custody. The suspect's attorney calls up and says, hey, you're not getting my client has revoked consent. Do not test that blood. Can we still analyze it? The answer is yes, okay? First of all, I don't have a particular case on this right at this moment because it's something that almost never comes up. But I want you to think about this, right? It's a good argument, right? The defense attorney is doing his or her job. I get it. I probably do the same thing, but I want you to think about what just happened here. What was the consent for? Okay. The consent, when we say, can we take a blood draw? What would a reasonable person believe is going to happen to their blood? Okay. Do they reasonably believe that we're borrowing their blood and we're going to return it? Absolutely not. Nobody's getting their blood back. Okay. So that's the issue here, okay? And that's, if I was the prosecutor, that's what I'd argue. The issue here is not that the person still has a privacy interest in their blood. They don't. When they consented to that blood draw, they consented to give up that blood. And what we do with it now is our business, okay? And so this is not borrowing their blood, it's taking their blood. Now, this is different. Like, let's say that a cop says to a person, hey, can I search your phone? And the person says, yep, you can search my phone. And the cop says, all right, so can I take it back to the police department and search it there? And the person says, yes. Then the attorney, before the search has occurred, the attorney calls up the police department and says, hey, do not search my client's phone. I got to tell you, that search is over. Why? Because the person consented to let you borrow the phone and they can revoke it at any time. But that's not what's happening here, okay? That's like agreeing to a DNA swab, a buccal, or fingerprinting, and then telling you, hey, don't read my fingerprints, don't put them in the scanner and so forth. That's just not how it works, because the consent is for permanent deprivation. It's not temporary, it's permanent. So at the end of the day, the person cannot revoke their consent on the blood. That is your property as the police. You can do whatever you want with it. They cannot take their consent back at that point. Okay? Okay. I hope this has helped. I don't have a case on this particular, but if you're litigating this and your prosecutor wants to reach out to me, they can, and we can probably work on it together at bluetogold.com. If you like what we're doing here, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Until next time, my friends, you stay safe.